love these movies. They're very fun retrospectives on the fantasy genre that also manages to fit in some great messages, fantastic drama, and great comedy. I actually made a Shrek 2 video a month after I made the trailer, where I go a little bit in depth about the other movies and then fully in depth about one of my favorite comedies of all time, so feel free to check it out. But anyway, I honestly had this idea right after the Shrek 5 trailer just completely blew up. But I eventually scrapped the idea after seeing a lot of YouTubers doing it way better than I could ever do. But now not only do I edit much differently than last year, but as the 1-year anniversary of my most popular upload, it seems kind of mindless not to make a video at least related to Shrek 5. I mean, Shrek 5 is still a really big thing on Twitter, and whether it's gonna be a continuation or a soft reboot, which is a terrible idea due to DreamWorks being owned by Universal that owns a studio that I wholeheartedly hate, and that is Illumination. And I think everybody knows this by now, but Illumination isn't exactly the best when it comes to either comedy or drama, or simply just good writing.
Comment les bonhommes les lacis? Méditer. Loco la pati, Bob la Kingo, la pa la macchina pochette. Però no! Le subito la meledandri, la pate, il assi kebab, para tutti!
Ladies and gentlemen, what you have just witnessed was a writer literally getting paid by the word. And somehow he just got $1,000 right out of this scene. Don't show it again. Please. But anyway, if Shrek 5 were to come out in, say, 2022, and I was offered to write the script or at least give the idea on how to make the movie, I would give them quite a bit of requests. The plot for Shrek 5 is yet to be revealed, and just for the people that thought I was telling you the actual plot of Shrek 5, go home. Just go home. Like, I could just create my own plot and make it random as hell and then have the running joke of it being real, but to be completely honest, that really comes off as a bit pretentious and not even that funny. But anyway, I do know the fact that it will not pick up where the last movie ended. The creators are actually reportedly on a mission to reinvent it and provide a fresh story for this 5th entry of the franchise. Now, personally, I think that fresh story should revolve around having a lot of social commentary. Now, hear me out. Shrek is literally the most iconic meme ever. I mean, come on, there's literally no one that can compete with him. But my point is to do sort of this subtle commentary they did with movies like The Dark Knight, where in the movie the Joker simply validates himself by proving to everybody that they could be dragged down to his level. Or even shows like The Boys, where public perception is pretty much everything to the Seven. And Shrek Forever After was kind of hinting towards that, you know, when Shrek was indicating that he was a Jolly Green Joke, implying both what he thinks about himself and kind of hinting on some movie that some people think that way on. That will not be mentioned in this channel once more.
This movie blows.
But I feel like if you took the message and made it the focus of the story, but do something that can be kind of impactful and change people's perceptions about Shrek as a character, because in the end, all Shrek really was as a franchise is just a satire of fairy tales and how happily ever after doesn't have to be that happy. So what if you rework that and instead not make it just another satire of the same department, you know, fairy tales and such, and rather make it a satire on Shrek himself? Wouldn't that open many possibilities and quote-unquote reinvent what Shrek was in an even better way? And sure, the Shrek trilogy did this lesson acceptably well. In fact, Shrek 2 did something sort of like that and it was brilliant. But I feel like we need something that speaks to us now and showing us how being yourself is not just a statement that people tell you out of pity, but it's actually a fact. And I feel like with a character like Shrek, this really could be something. I know I'm kind of throwing a little too much for these people if they actually watch this. Most probably not. But either way, think about it this way. If you can do it 16 years ago with Shrek 2 and balance the heart, the comedy, the characters, and the drama, I have a feeling that you guys can too.